Hello. I thought I would come on here and share with you some things that you should be reading this year. First book you should be reading this year is this book. It's The Millionaire Next Door. This is a really good book. Um, it talks about how millionaires aren't the ones that get like the biggest house they can afford and like the nicest car out there, but they actually live frugally and invest wisely. So rather than investing in the big pool or that big doodad that you need, you should be investing your money right now. Don't be buying a big TV. Invest your money right now. I mean, this is a unique time in history if you don't already know that. Um, some of the other books that I highly recommend. This is a book called Crash Proof. It's by Peter Schiff, who basically predicted our economic collapse that happened last year. And he's actually running for Senate in Connecticut this year, and I highly recommend if you're in Connecticut, you should be voting for this guy because he's a genius. This is his new book. This is Crash Proof 2.0. This is the version of it that came out after the collapse, and thoroughly read it. If you're interested in investing at all, this is a book for you. He wrote another book, Bull Moves in Bear Markets, talking about what you should be investing in when things are going crazy, which they are right now. Just got this one, The Demise of the Dollar, talking about what's your best investments during a time when the dollar is collapsing. The dollar is collapsing. It just made some new all-time lows, whereas gold and silver just this week have made new all-time highs. The best book out there on investing in gold and silver is this one. It's by Mike Maloney and Robert Kiyosaki. They got in together to come out with this, The Guide to Investing in Gold and Silver. This basically tells you everything you need to know with great charts. It's written at about a 6th grade reading level, so anyone with half a brain should read this book. One of the best books you could get right now. Ron Paul ran for president last year, as hopefully most of you know and voted for. This is his book, The Revolution, a Manifesto. And what's sweet about it is he talks about how we need to abolish the Federal Reserve Bank and try to get some sound money in our country before our money is just totally worth trash. One of my favorite books of the year is this one. It's the Rich Dad's Conspiracy of the Rich. I got to read it online starting early last year. It was an amazing read. It really details exactly, if you still are just buzzed by what happened last year when everything crashed, this is the book to read. And really talks a lot about how things are changing and how there's new strategies that need to be found to make money in the markets. This book here was one of my favorite books, The Collapse of the Dollar and How to Profit from It. This one actually gives some very specific stocks that you should be investing in here. I don't know if you can read this, but it gives you some very specific stocks that you might want to check out. They're all gold and silver mining stocks. I invested in, I have at least a third of the stocks in here. And if you check out any of the gold mining stocks, IVN or AUY, my favorite right now is SVM, or many others. If you check out any of the stocks, you'll see that they've doubled and tripled in the last year. And so I highly recommend buying gold and silver mining stocks. Another one is Goldfields, GFI. That's another one that I just noticed here that's in my portfolio that I'd highly recommend. You need to watch this video. It's called The Crash Course. At the end of this film, I'm going to put up my information. If you'd like to buy this film from me, I'll be glad to sell it to you. It's not very expensive. I think I'm selling for like $7 or $8. But if you want to buy this, this tells you what the next 20 years of our economy is going to look like. As many of you know, just by looking at the videos, you can tell that I've done very well in my portfolio with very little money. So if you're at all interested in investing, you need to be reading. These are a few of the resources you should be reading. There's tons of things online, some books to read, but I highly recommend get out there, get your money in the market, and start learning, because you're never going to get anywhere sitting on your butt buying doodads. thanks a lot, and I look forward to reading your posts about this short blog.